Welcome back, everyone, for one more keynote of our Best Virtual Summit. I'm sure many of you are excited to hear from one of the biggest tech companies worldwide, and with us we have Philippe Antoine. He's a
Hello.
curious developer, regular speaker in tech conferences, and he's very passionate about tech and methodology and loves to share experience during meetups and conferences. At Google, he is connecting with the best developers across Europe and has started the students program for more than 200 universities in 35 countries. Philip will tell us how curiosity, passion, and community can help you build your career. After 15 years of work as a software developer, Philip's want to share with you experiences and what are the best practices that can help you find your next dream jobs. Without further ado, let's welcome Philip.
Thank you for the introduction. Thank you. So let's start and dive in. I'm Philippe. So yes, I am working at Google in Paris, and I am taking care of developer relations for France and Europe. So today, what I wanted to share with you is maybe some patterns and experience and stories of what I've seen during my 15 plus years of working in different companies. And I think this may be super relevant for you because this is some kind of patterns I wish I had before. And those patterns are really, really simple. It's curiosity, passion, and community. So let me share my screen and we can start. Here it is. Everything is working. Yes. Okay, good. So maybe before to start, if you want to look at this presentation again, you can find the link at the bottom of the screen. It's bit.ly/curious, passion, and community, curiosity, passion, and community. And those will be the three topics of this call and this presentation. So why curiosity? I think this is something that is, so this is maybe something that everyone should have. Like curiosity, it's something that you have about any topic. I think when you want to build your career, you have to start somewhere. And maybe curiosity is the place to start. So start by finding one topic. It can be anything. It can be, I don't know, gardening. It can be diving, gaming, tech, aerospatial, astronomy, math, development, whatever. Start with something and then start nerding around, like playing with this tech. And then you will have your first step into something that is really different from, let's say, just listening to what the teachers are saying. So teachers, they are giving you great insights, but maybe you have to build your own path. And so you can start by choosing a topic, for example. So let's start with maybe one of my stories. So to illustrate that, at the beginning, before I was even joining my university, I loved to play games. So it's not really original. But what I was doing at that time is I was joining local LAN parties. I was connecting to internet with others, playing more and more. And then at some point, this was the curiosity part that triggered, and I started to think about how all of that is done. How is it made? And then I started to say, okay, this website, maybe I can do the same, and maybe I can build a website for my little gaming community. And I started to do that exactly. So I started to learn some basic skill, HTML, and at some point, this kind of learnings and curiosity, I started to share that with others, giving some presentations, even being some kind of teachers for other students. And long story short, it became my job. So this is something that, this is a starting point. maybe something that happened to me after that was this pattern again, being curious about something and applying it, playing with the tech, being awake until 2 a.m. to learn how things were working, and then sharing that again with others. Maybe one of those topics was, so it's a tech related topic, but at some point I got interested into JavaScript, so it was more of a front end technology, and I wanted to apply it on the back end, so I started to play with Node.js at some point. But at the time it was really like heretic. Why do you want to use this kind of technology in the back end? It will not work, never. Don't play with that. But I was still curious, so I continued to play with that. And when I was sharing that with other colleagues, they told me, "Oh, Philip, you are crazy to use Node.js on the server. It will not work." But some of them told me, "Philip, it may be interesting." And at some point, someone asked me to join his company. And when I was giving my first newcomer talks, instead of giving some kind of presentation, I have built a multiplayer game with Node.js, and everyone in the room was playing with my games that I did build for them. And in the backend, it was Node.js. And because I did some really stupid junior mistake on the backend, at some point the number of messages were flooding the Wi-Fi, and I just crashed on my first day the Wi-Fi from my company. I don't know if it was a big fail or if it was a big win, because after that, everyone knows me about my Node.js presentation. And at some point, I started like really quickly working on some experimental projects that were using this Node.js technology. So don't be afraid to share, even if you fail. If this is something that you are curious about and you want to share with others, it will always be a bonus and a plus, and it may lead you to something new. So enough of me. Let's talk about others. I want to introduce to you Jordan Grenat. He is a developer, and I've seen him for the first time doing a presentation at Devoxx, and it was his first presentation ever. And why was he doing this presentation? It was because he was really curious about a language which name was Elm. And he did this presentation with curiosity and passion, and it shows. And it was really great to hear him sharing his stories about technologies and how he learned it on his spare time. So this is another example of someone who is curious about something and sharing with others, and then it helps him after that. I know that to get some better jobs using this cool new technology, Elm. Let me introduce another example. It's Tian, which is an awesome developer. She's like super curious. Together, we have done the first technical meetups in Paris around the blockchain and Ethereum. It was the first one, by the way. And she is curious about everything. And at some point, because she loves to share her cool technical skills, she became one of the main core developers of the head of the paper robot, and she built the SDK for that. So yes, one other example to show you that curiosity, if you follow that, at some point, you get involved in cooler and cooler projects. So passion. Share your passion. It's good to have to be curious about stuff, but the most important part is to have the courage to share what you know. And it's not easy to do that. Like I am doing now, it's not something that is really comfortable, but when you do that, after that, you engage with others that are going to you and say, "Hey, Philip, I've seen your presentation about communities and passion. Please, we should do something together." And this is a pattern that I've seen again and again, and it helped me finding better and better jobs. So take the time to share your passion. For example, for me, I have one of my passion is talking about design sprint. Design sprint is a methodology when you want to build a cool prototype and you don't want to spend 6 months building and thinking about it. You just have a couple of days, then you can use this methodology. I love this technology. I've used that constantly in every of my projects in my past companies. This is a great one, and I am super enthusiastic about it. So what I've done is that I have shared this passion with others, and here are some examples of workshops I've done at Station F. On the bottom, it's a workshop that I've done during the big Vivatech conference in Paris. And it was really cool because I had only 10 minutes to build a simple prototype in front of a big audience. And it did work, so it was really cool. And after that, just after I've shared my passion about design sprints, after giving this talk, I had a big line of people coming to me telling me, "Hey, Philippe, we want to organize a design sprint with you. Are you available?" So this is something that did happen to me again and again. So share your passion with others. This is another example. So Colin, who is a student, who is living in Strasbourg, he is passionate about things, and he is running a developer community in Strasbourg. And at some point, he wanted to share his passion with more people in Strasbourg because there was a lack of technical conference in Strasbourg. So he started a technical conference which name is DevFest, and he managed to pull up like 400 people coming in Strasbourg to talk about the latest technologies. So as a student, you can do cool stuff. So yes, it's a really great example and inspiring example. Community. So this is the last part of it. I think before going to that, community, it's the most important part of all those patterns that I've seen that will help you finding better and better companies and projects. So building your network of passionate people and curious people will help you like a lot. And I have another last story to share is that 10 years ago, there was a really small Google office in Paris, and it was the first office, and it was in Place de l'Opéra. And they wanted to connect with developers. And I was a developer, and I was organizing meetups and conferences. And at some point, they reached out to me and say, "Hey, Philippe, any chance you can host an event in our company?" And I was like, wait, it's Google. They are coming asking me if I can join with all my network of developers. Of course I can. And so we created a meetup pages, and like half an hour after that, it was full, and it was a great event. And here is one of the group from this event in the Google offices in Paris. And the fun story is that 10 years after I was hired by Google, maybe because of that, but I'm not sure, but because I was part of this developer community. Right now at Google, I am taking care of students community. We are building this kind of passionate and curious developer all across Europe. The name is Developer Student Clubs. If you want to know more, there is a link here, but you see it's a really great group of students doing cool stuff around technology. Then you will find a community everywhere. There is the communities I know is a developer community, but you will find communities on every topic everywhere. This is an example of a community in Toulouse, and they are organizing a big event in Toulouse, which name is DevFest Toulouse, and it's great. Every year they double the number of people they gather there. So communities, it can be around any topic, and it's growing, and I think it's a really good moment if you are passionate and curious about a topic to maybe either start a community or join a community that exists. To join communities, I think the best place to go is to meetup.com, but there is other places. Meetup is great. This is an example of Meetup you can find for Google developer groups, but there are other groups. You see those are, there is more than 1,000 active groups talking about Google technologies, but whatever, you can find the technology or the topic you like, join this group, and then participate into that. So to finish around that, I wanted to share with you some kind of patterns that helped me find my next best job. And the first one was finding a topic that I was curious about, like a topic you really want to dig into, something like at 2 a.m. in the morning, you are still looking into it, and you can't stop, right? So this is the first part. Then you have to share your passion. So the things you have learned, even if it's not new, just share it, and you will meet with other great, passionate people that will come to you, and you will start building a great community and start doing cooler and cooler projects, I hope. And I hope this presentation did help you find some pointers. Again, if you want to find this presentation, you have the bit.ly link on the bottom. You have my Twitter account if you want to follow me. And I think we are at the end of my 20-minute presentation. Thank you. Is there any question? Let me unshare my screen.
Thank you very much, Philip.
Yes.
Very inspiring talk. So yeah, I have some questions. So we now have
Yes, sure.
10 minutes. Oh, I think I have a
Yes.
bit of noise. Can you hear me?
Yes. Well.
Okay, so yeah, we have now around 10 minutes for questions. So for everyone that's following us on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to post your questions for Philip on the comment section, and I will address them. So you first mentioned that the first step is to find a topic that you're really curious about.
Yes.
What would be your recommendation for a student who is currently in an engineering degree but didn't yet find any field they're interested in?
So maybe something that they can do is looking at what are the topics they prefer the most, or the teachers they prefer the most, for example. And they can start there. And instead of just following what the teacher is saying, just digging a little bit more and finding more and more cool topics inside this topic. So it can be a good starting point.
So being always curious.
Yes.
Yeah, so Google is a huge company that many
Yes.
developers and engineering students in general look up to. And I think many of the people watching us are wondering, how can I work at Google? Do you have some advice for those people?
Yes. So two things. The first one is if you want to apply, there is a website, it's careers.google.com. But I'm not a recruiter, so you can just look at that. And then for me, for example, it was the same. I went to this website, applied, post my CV, and it was done. Maybe there is one thing that is really interesting is a website which name is rework.withgoogle.com. And here you have all the hiring practices we are using at Google. And you will see all the step-by-step practice we use to run an interview at Google. And I think it's really interesting to look at that. Even if you don't apply to Google, you will see how we run interviews, what are the kind of questions we ask, question on your experience, and then question on a specific situation. And you can train for that. And I did train before joining Google, and it helped me a lot to get this job. So yes, training for interviews is really important, and I encourage you to go to rework.withgoogle.com, and it's a good starting point, not only for to apply to Google, but for other companies.
Cool. So you were talking about some student clubs and some initiatives they do.
Yes.
Can you give an example of a recent initiative with students? Is there something related to the pandemic already?
Yes. So the name of the initiative is Developer Student Clubs. We have a lot of clubs across Europe, and at the beginning, the idea is that they become more curious, they share their passion, and they build a community inside their university. So at the beginning, they can just share technical talks. So this is what they have done in Europe, for example, and I am taking care of Europe. Then they can learn new methodologies or learn new technologies with us. So we help them learn machine learning, how to build a mobile app, something like that. And then at the end of the year, there is a challenge. It's a solution challenge where students, they find a local challenge. So it can be for an NGO, a non-profit, and they build something for them. And obviously, there was this pandemic, and a lot of students in our developer student clubs did build some super cool apps for the pandemics. So helping the healthcare workers, helping people to connect more and to share information, these kind of topics.
Okay, thank you. There's one question from the audience. I think it relates a bit to this one, but anyway, are there relevant programs at Google that are open for students to join and start building their community?
So yes, the program is at I gave the link in the presentation. So it's Google DSC Leads, and you can apply here. And we are still accepting people for Europe, and we are happy to onboard you if you want.
Okay. So, like, if you could, if you are talking to a student, what's the final advice that you have for them to develop their career? So, summing up your presentation in a couple of sentences.
Maybe start sharing stuff. Start sharing the things you really like, and maybe go deep into each topic. You select one topic, you go deep, and because you spend the time required to understand better, then what you have learned, if you share it with others, it will help others, and you will have great feedback after that.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope this was very useful for the people that are following us. At least for me, it was. So next on our schedule, we will have a talk about engineering education for a sustainable future. Thank you very much, Philip, for your time and for this
Thank you.
presentation. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure meeting you.
It was a pleasure.
And I hope that you all at home stay online for the next session.
Yes, I will. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon.